Why do Americans say Z instead of Z?
Ah, yes, the famous Z versus Z debate. Why do Americans call the letter Z when seemingly every other English speaker calls it Z? I have read that maybe some younger Canadians are starting to call it Z. Let me know in the comments if you're Canadian, if that's accurate. But no matter what you call it, why are there two different names for this single letter? And which one is correct? Hi, I'm Woody, your friendly neighborhood linguist, and I have the answer. That answer is neither of them, Z nor Z, are correct. If we look at this table of letters and their names, you can see that this letter is actually named Azard. Now, does that mean that Z or Z are actually wrong? No, absolutely not. This is from a book called Instruction for the Reading of English Fitted for the Young of Ireland by James Hoy. It was published in Dublin in 1740. So is this something that James Hoy came up with just for this book? Is it something that was used across Ireland, was also used in Britain? I'm not sure. But nonetheless, we do have a record that shows in some places that sometimes Z was not always called Z or Z. This book also says that V is called U consonant and J is called I consonant, which is actually where those letters come from and how they evolved from Latin spelling. You'll notice it also has the long S, which went out of fashion in the early 1800s, and it spells italic with a K instead of just ending it with a C, which is something that actually was reformed by Noah Webster. Yes, that same Noah Webster that popularized a lot of the different American spellings. Actually, a lot of his spelling reforms were adopted by the entire English-speaking world, including a lot of words that end in CK, now just ending in C. Music is another example. It used to always end in CK, now it just ends in C. I don't know why this is happening. Noah Webster is also the person who came up with the name Z, and it's the reason Americans use that name instead. I personally like it, probably because I'm American, but it also rhymes, so it fits well with the alphabet song, unlike Z, which doesn't rhyme with anything. So then where does the name Z come from? Now that goes back to the ancient Greek origin of the letter. Actually, the origin of the letter goes back to Phoenician, where they called it Zion, but the ancient Greeks started calling it Zeta, and then Zeta went to Latin, and then to French, and then to English, and that's how we got Z. No matter which one of these names you use to refer to the letter Z, they are all equally valid and correct. Well, Azard might cause some confusion, but no matter which one of these two names you use to refer to this letter, they are each equally valid, correct, and beautiful. Language is fluid, constantly changing. Language is beautiful, and so are we.